What's up, gang? Welcome back to DizDad TV, and thank you all for joining me today for what is the first official reaction video here in the channel. Today we'll be watching the Disney Plus and Marvel show Loki, the very first episode. It's been a long time coming for me to get to sit down and watch and record this, so super excited to watch this with you all. Ever since we got that first trailer at Disney Investor Day last year and gave us a tease of all the craziness that was to come, which you can only expect with Loki, obviously. Super excited for this. Just to give you my thoughts on the Disney Plus series so far, we've had two of them in WandaVision and Falcon and the Winter Soldier. Both of them were two really well done shows, especially from a production standpoint. I don't think you can argue that. For a streaming service, the quality you're getting there, it's just off the charts. I can only imagine, what the per episode cost was for each of those. And especially from a character arc standpoint, they did so much with both of those shows. With Wanda taking her from, Wanda to the Scarlet Witch, and she still got some growth to go there and some further adventures, which we'll see, I'm sure, especially in Doctor Strange coming up soon. And then obviously with Sam and Bucky and Falcon and Winter Soldier and, taking on that mantle from Captain America. Obviously, these are things and stories you cannot fully cover in a film, and the shows did a great job of really highlighting these characters we already knew, but taking them to new places, and where they go next in the MCU. So I really look forward to seeing that. And this really seems to be the direction, obviously, that Disney Plus is going with these shows. We're getting both old and new characters getting their shows, and they're really using these shows to drive these characters with stories they could not possibly hope to cover in films. Especially with these new characters. We've got Moon Knight, Ms. Marvel, She-Hulk all coming up in the next year or two. You'd hate to lose these characters and their stories in a big budget movie, with 5 other Avengers or 5 other Marvel characters and not really fully flesh out these characters. So looking forward to the continued work. I had a few minor quibbles here and there with both shows so far, but thoroughly enjoyed both of them. Jumping into Loki, I have no idea what to expect here. I know absolutely nothing about the TVA, so this will be new and fresh for me. So really looking forward to learning and figuring out what all the craziness is. I'm sure this is obviously going to lead into all the multiverse stuff with Spider-Man and Doctor Strange coming out in the next 6 months to a year. Well, Spider-Man's coming out shortly, I guess, and then Doctor Strange next year. So I'm sure we'll get some glimpses of that with time travel and multiverse coming up in this series. So looking forward to that. And again, thank you all for joining me today. And with that, let's just jump right into it. Going back to New York City. Yep.
On my way down to coordinate search and rescue.
On my way down to coordinate search and rescue.
Was that new? I don't remember that Chris Evans bit from the first film, from the first Avengers film. Maybe that was in there. I do not remember that though. That's hilarious.
Hand over the case, Star.
I like that we're getting the recap of the footage here from Avengers, and also I guess technically Endgame, to set the stage for the show. Here comes Hulk. Yep. All right, so where is he going to end up? That is the question.
I am Loki of Asgard.
I love his dramatic pause. Like he's so dramatic in the way he presents himself. I love the take on the character. It never gets old with me.
Growing at a stable rate and slope.
Okay.
Variant identified.
It's an interesting little gizmo she's got there, tracking the new timeline, I guess, or the variant. Ooh. What did she do to him? Wow.
Reset the timeline.
Now what is this thing? Whoa. So does that reset what just happened? It's like a time grenade or something. That's interesting. It's a nifty little device. Oh, the tracker on his neck. He's not going too far.
Log this as evidence.
Oh, can you at least tell me what it is?
It's the Tesseract. Be very careful with it.
Just gonna leave the Tesseract there with the guy at the desk. He has no idea what it is either. That's hilarious.
Absolutely not. This is fine and Guardian leather.
Oh, that's great. Uh-oh. Wow. Talk about a quick change.
Please sign to verify this is everything you've ever said.
This is the bit we saw from the original trailer for the series. It's still funny. What?
And this.
So you gotta sign every page or just that one page? Okay.
Please confirm to your knowledge that you are not a fully robotic being. We're born an organic creature and do in fact possess what many cultures would call a soul.
It's an interesting question. I guess how would you know if you're a robot, right?
Take a ticket.
What is this?
This is like the worst DMV ever, right? Oh. And of course, there's no direct path. So you got to wind back and forth all the way up there. Oh, gosh.
Long ago, there was a vast multiversal war. Countless unique timelines battled each other for supremacy.
There we go.
Timekeepers emerged, bringing peace by reorganizing the multiverse into a single timeline.
Wow.
This
This is great. This is like a 70s Saturday morning cartoon, and it's a great setup for the multiverse. It's kind of a simple and funny and unique explanation. I love the whole look of this, and how they're doing this. This is great.
created a Nexus event, which left unchecked could branch off into madness, leading to another.
So stepping off the normal path creates a Nexus event. Okay.
Fix your mistake and set time back on its predetermined
Okay.
path.
So that's what that little grenade slash whatever that thing was. That's how they reset the timeline. Okay. What is in that wand? You're gonna look for your ticket now, aren't you? He found that ticket fast after he saw that dude get smoked. Oh my goodness. Okay, so we're going back in time a little bit here. This is France, 1549. Looks like we're in a church of some sort.
Reset charge is gone.
Did he say the reset charge was gone? So that's little charge thing they used when Loki showed up. So the timeline could not be reset. Whatever happened here. Is that right? The lighting here it's crazy how they've got this. Wait a second. Was this who I think it is?
Laufeyson, variant L1130, aka Loki Laufeyson.
She used his last name. You know you're in trouble when somebody uses your last name.
And who should we have?
Oh, wow.
I suspect the Avengers. You see, I only came into possession of the Tesseract because they traveled through time. No.
Wait a second. How did he know they traveled back? Like, obviously at that point, Stark was there when he took the Tesseract, but how did he know they had traveled back during Endgame?
Guilty of this.
Oh no. What do you... No. It's not working, is it? Matt? No powers in the TVA. Interesting.
I'll show you where my desk is. You can start there.
Oh, that's hilarious. Whew. That looks amazing. I'd love to have that artwork on my wall. I hope we get to see more of that during this series. That would be phenomenal.
Because we both know you love to talk.
Oh, God. So many great Owen Wilson lines. This is too much.
For the record, this really does feel like a killing me kind of a room.
Not a fun room to go into, for sure. And again, I love the whole look of the sets, the whole vibe from this TVA. And it's weird because this is not Infinity War Loki. This is Loki from Avengers. So this Loki has no idea what happened after the Avengers.
Oh yeah, Phil Coulson.
Getting kind of a this is your life moment here. Going through all of his trials and misfires and deeds.
Do you enjoy hurting people? Making them feel small?
Just the psychoanalysis of this is insane. He is just breaking every part of Loki down. This is just I don't know if he's going to break him down and build him back up or what this is about.
Bourbon and soda.
Okay, so we saw this from the trailer. I guess I just assumed this will be part of whatever he's doing, with TVA. But it looks like this happened. Well, this would have happened pre-Avengers.
I can't believe you were D.B. Cooper. Come on.
I was young and I lost a bet to Thor.
So he lost a bet to Thor. What kind of bet was it that he lost? And then he had to basically pretend he had a bomb and jump out of a plane.
The fearsome god of mischief. What makes Loki tick?
There we go. I want to know why you do what you do.
The Tesseract, you would have been taken to a cell on Asgard.
He doesn't know this happened. See, that's where this is interesting because he left the timeline at the end of Avengers. So he has no idea what happened from there on out. So to him, he's still trying to take over, Earth, Midgard, you name, everything, the Nine Realms. So this is all news to him, essentially.
Did you send them?
Oh, never tell.
See, that's gotta hurt. Now he's realizing he got his mom killed.
Sorry, the time twister just loops you.
The time twister. That little device is called the time twister.
Also that others can achieve their best versions of themselves.
That's an interesting statement. He was there, in essence, to help the Avengers form, which was meant to be as part of the timeline.
Give me the Tesseract or I'll gut you like a fish, Casey.
What's a fish?
Oh, gosh. This character's great.
What? Infinity Stones?
What? How many Infinity Stones was that? That's like multiples of every stone. And there's others throughout the office? So obviously, there's been multiple Infinity Stone timelines. And I'm guessing when they've reset, they've just collected those. And he just has them sitting there in his desk drawer, which is hilarious. Whoa. She just destroyed the desk that had all those stones in it. Yeah, so again, he has, Ragnarok Loki, Infinity War Loki, all of that. He has no perspective at this point in time what all he's been into or been through, or his relationship with Thor, how that's developed. Wow. Oh. Yeah, this does not end well for you. Whew. I don't think I'd want to watch myself get choked out like that. The metaphor there, the tape running out. Oh, end of file. Wow. Oh my gosh. It's got to make her sick, right? Now he's just being vindictive. He's spinning that sucker like crazy. Who knows where she ended up at this point?
You had got away.
Must be pruned. Interesting. So the Nexus events were like the alternate timelines, and the pruning obviously is those little time grenades or time bombs or whatever you want to call them.
Sponsored by the weak to inspire fear.
The desperate play for control.
You do know yourself.
It's like you broke him down to build him back up.
Why me?
The variant we're hunting is you.
Whoa. So they need a Loki variant to hunt another Loki variant. Interesting. 1858 Oklahoma. I wonder why we would go here. Oh wait, the oil. He was waiting for them. Or it or whatever was waiting for them. There's the time resetter. So is that the second one? No, you're not going to end there. We never actually saw who it was. I mean, I know they said it was Loki, but we never actually saw underneath the hood. Oh my gosh. Wow. So that was good. That was really good. Wow. So answered a few questions, gave us a little backdrop as far as what's going on. So Loki obviously created this alternate timeline or this variant of himself, and Owen Wilson's character is going to use him to catch this other variant, which apparently is Loki. We never actually got a look at him. We had that kid at the beginning reference the stained glass, which was the devil, which I know there's a certain character out there. Loki wasn't who I was thinking of. So that's a little confusing to me. If it's Loki or is this Mephisto? So that's interesting. But really just how this episode went about. It's like, obviously there was not action packed by any means, but how they really broke down the character of Loki, it was deep. Like they really, Owen Wilson and the one-on-one the two of them had, it was basically like being in a psychiatrist's office. It was really interesting to watch them basically recount why Loki has done what he's done up until this point, which I mentioned several times in the video. It's this Loki is a very early on Loki compared to what, those of us that kept up with the MCU. This is not Infinity War Loki. This is Loki from much earlier. So there's even all this other things he has not done yet because he's left the timeline. And watching him both, recount and relive things he had done, but then live things that he hadn't quite done yet and see other things he was going to do later on. His additional failures, I guess, is something that came up in the conversation with Owen Wilson, but his mom dying, later on his partners with Thor and Ragnarok, and then obviously seeing himself killed by Thanos when early on, I'm sure he thought they were working together. So really interesting. And then just watching him go through this case study, why he does what he does, he caught, mischievous scamp came up a couple times. God of mischief. Why has he always done these things? What's been driving him? So to watch that, the two of them break that down together, and then when Loki was alone, watching his work it out internally, watching the screen, it was really good stuff. Really well done. I loved all the aesthetics of the TVA. The courtroom, the office when they walked in, the front desk. Really everything about it was really cool. I mentioned that cartoon was hilarious, but it was so informative. To give you a history of the TVA, but in a kind of a fun, cool way. Like an old cartoon. It was great. It was just good. Those little extras are just cool things I love about the MCU and what they do. So that really nothing about this episode I didn't like. Like, I am so intrigued and into what's going to happen next. Obviously, I would assume the next episode we're going to start gathering more details on this hooded figure that ended up there at the first episode. I'm curious why the character was in Oklahoma. So in the 1858, I think was the year. So I would assume we'll get some information about why this variant has been in these places they've been in. So they were in 1858 in Oklahoma. It was mid 1500s at that church. I'm sure there's got to be a reason why they're going these locations. It seems like they're collecting these devices that the TVA was leaving behind to reset the timeline or reset the variant that came through, like we saw with Loki. So I know they got at least one of those. And like I said, I think I remember them mentioning in the church there was one missing there. So they've got at least two of these devices. So what are they collecting these for? To create their own time. Lots of unanswered questions from this episode. But hopefully the next episode we'll start getting some more answers. Again, loved everything about this. Super interesting. Very intrigued to see where this goes. And I can't believe there's only 6 episodes of this. Loved the look interior, the city of the TVA. That panorama was beautiful. I wish we could get like a poster or some artwork of that, or I hope we see some more of that in future episodes. But you guys leave your comments down below about this first episode. I'm sure there's some things I missed or things I'm not thinking of. But again, looking forward to the next episode, and we'll see you guys then.